Welcome back to another episode of The Road to 2200. I am playing a 10-5 game. I rated 1944. My opponent is 1940, and here we go. Looks like we're going to be playing pretty standard Queen's Gambit Decline. I'm guessing we're going to see other knight. I'll bring my knight out, and then maybe they'll bring their knight out or push the pawn up. And I'll go here, and they'll go here, and I'll go here. And it's just all the fun stuff of the Queen's Gambit Decline. Then I'm going to castle. And this is what I like about the QGD. I'm safe. My pieces are getting out. I'm not having to do anything special. It is a very straightforward approach to playing the opening. So, now that this guy has moved, we take the pawn, right? Like, normally I wouldn't take the pawn here. Normally I would push here. But this is kind of like the golden rule for me, or one of them, is if they've already moved their bishop, well, let's make them move it again to make the same move they would have had to make in one move. So they basically lost an entire tempo there by not going something like rook c1 first. Okay, so normally I would play c5 here, but this is a little different than how people usually play this, so let's make sure it works. What if they go here? I think I would take here, takes here. Yeah, this looks fine. So we're pushing. C5 is a very normal move here. We've given our opponent all the center space, and now we're just basically saying, no, you don't get it. We're going to collapse the center. Now we're going to break it open. Okay, interesting. So, if I take here, they just go here and have a nicely positioned knight. I don't really think there's too much point in taking there. I think what I normally do is go here, and then here, and if they go here, it's not that I'm going to take here. That's not why I made this move. It's just developing. We're just developing, right? It's the beauty of this opening. I'm just going to develop all the pieces. Okay, so this is kind of a weird move. Like, I haven't forced them to go there. They're just going there on their own. Perhaps it's to support this idea, which wouldn't be, that unusual of a move. Do I care if they do that? So let's say they go here, and I've gone here. Yeah, I mean, I can just go here, and if they... Well, I guess I can't. This pawn would fall, right? So I go here, they go there with the knight, threatening to go here. How do I deal with that idea? Interestingly, I'm not seeing a good way. And so I don't know. There must be a way, though, because otherwise, why wouldn't everyone do this? Yeah, that's interesting. Here. I guess once they go here, though, then I just stick the rook here, and then they have to run away. So I think this is totally fine. I just kind of got in my own head there for a moment. So it's like here, then the rook comes over, and it should be fine. Another strange move. My opponent is making several strange moves. With the white pieces, you can kind of get away with this. This is kind of the mantra I've had to really had beaten into me. I think we're going to go here. This looks like a very normal move. If they go here, I think I'll just go there and kick them out. Should be fine. But we're getting closer to just taking here. So if you've noticed, that's always been on the table, but I'm just making small improving moves rather than taking there. I'm even looking at here, but I don't think I like that. Okay, so our opponent makes, also an improving move. A little weird. My opponent's been making weird improving moves, whereas my moves are very much improving my position. I'm pretty tempted to go like this. Can I do that? Yeah, I don't really know where to go from here. All my pieces are pretty good. People usually don't play like this, so what do? I keep coming back to this. I'm not sure I need to do that, though. It just kind of releases the tension, and I don't know what I get from it. So I think the goal would be to improve some more. I guess this doesn't work all that well. And like moving the knight back, I don't love. I'm thinking about something like that. So if I try to put the knight here, takes, it doesn't work that well. Maybe I can go like this, and this. That was kind of reasonable. Like this looks like a slightly better place for the rook. So let's do that. Let's just keep slightly improving our position. Now the problem is, in slightly improving my position, I've used a lot of time that I should not have moved. When you're just slightly improving your position, just move kind of quick. Okay, I'm going to go here, here. I don't know that this actually improves my position, to be honest. But, I don't know. The knight kind of seemed in the way there. Okay, so if I go here, they're going to probably take with the bishop. I don't know. Feels like an odd choice. But now I can put the knight here. And then if takes, I'm going to do this. I quite like the knight here. I don't know if I needed to do that. It probably actually would have been better to improve this piece first and then do something like that. But there's a little bit of me that's like, maybe I can go like this now. Sure, I wasted a move, but I wasted a move in a pretty slow moving position where we're both kind of like, it's like a boxing match where we're both just putting out little jabs. No one's ready to try to throw the big thunder punch. And if that's the case, why not just take two moves to make some really nice looking knights? Like, I guess there's a problem here. This move I didn't even consider, and that's, pretty normal move in a position like this. Okay. Yeah. So if I don't really want to take there. I kind of want to take with the queen, actually. And then we're set up with this mating threat. Obviously, the knight is in the way, but I don't know. Maybe we get the knight out of there. Also, it sort of pins the knight in place, but what I'm worried about is that move being quite annoying. Yeah, okay, that's actually going to be really annoying anyway. Wow, this might be horrible. We're going to have to go into it, but I didn't really realize that, like, this is pretty annoying. Maybe it's not. Maybe it's fine. Maybe they just end up with an isolated pawn there, actually, now that I think about it more. But this seems like a very reasonable move from my opponent. I'll be sort of surprised if they don't play it. I'm not really sure where to continue from here. Oh, okay. I mean, I guess I wasn't even considering that pawn there. I certainly should have been. What am I taking here? So I don't love this knight here. So I'm very much considering just coming back and going like that. Like, okay, I admit I wasted a move, but I think it's fine. Maybe this was a bad idea, actually. Here, and then they're just here, but then I can come in there, so it should be fine. Okay, so this is a little terrifying, right? We had moved our knight away, and so now we're very vulnerable. But we might be like, well, that's fine, we can put our knight here. But then they go here threatening to remove the knight, and then what? So suddenly these knight messing around moves are not looking as good. But I think I've got an idea here. I go here. If my opponent goes here, I think I just get to go here. And then it forces the trade of the light squared bishops, which I think I'm fine. Their light squared bishop looks quite menacing. Mine is, mildly annoying, but it's not as annoying as my opponent's. I do have this move, which is interesting as well. Just opening up the king a bit. But if they come here... Okay, so that's interesting. They've taken away a lot of possibilities. So now this is a very real-looking threat. As such, I think I can go here, though, to parry it. Also, this now is an option. I think I want to go here first, though. And then if they go here, but then I can go here. Okay. let's go here. The reason is so that they can't... Oh, this is a terrible idea. They can still plunk this bishop here, right? It's not like I can take here because it's the same problem. So that was a very bad move. I don't know if that move loses the game. It might. Maybe it's that bad of a move. Well, unless my opponent does that and makes a huge blunder. Maybe not. Let me rephrase it. Not blunder. Like, it wasn't like they lost from it. Especially since they get to do that and then this. So, yeah, actually, that worked out quite well. In fact, this loses the game for me. Now we have a pawn fork. So this was a very nice move by my opponent. Am I lost now? It kind of seems like I am. It was that good of a move. Wow. Impressive. I didn't even see that. Well, okay then. What can I do to sort of give myself something here? Like if I go takes, they're threatening mate, and I'm dead. If I go back, and they go here, I can take there. They win a piece. I don't get anything. Is there some clever thing here? Not seeing anything. But this is the moment. That's why I'm spending a lot of time here. Because if I can't find an answer here, I lose. Like, sure, maybe my opponent will make a huge mistake and we can pull it out. But otherwise, I've lost. This is interesting, actually. So that maybe here... Here. I don't think that does anything either, though. There. Yeah, I don't know. I don't see anything. I'm gonna go here. I don't think this works at all. At least if my opponent makes a mistake and goes here, then I'm fine. But it would be a rather huge mistake. Alright. I'm going to go here. And we have lost. Queen's also being hit. Oy. And they're going to be threatening mate again. Like, what a debacle of a game. Like, I was doing totally fine, and then just kind of missed that little tactical sequence, and then I'm lost. And what's weird is it didn't feel like it was that easy, so I don't know. I'm going to have to really think about it. We're also, in big trouble here as well. So I'm going to go here and just say, it looks like I can get away, question mark. Maybe I should have gone here, actually. Because really my only hope is some wild attack on the king that comes through when I don't deserve it. Oh, right. And they've got that fork at the end of all of this. Oh, Nelly. We're going to go here. Threatening this bishop. Also threatening this. So what would be great is if they took this way. If they take this way, that will be more annoying. And they can go there. Interesting. Okay. Go there. Which means I can't go here, because then this is checkmate. Okay. Oh, that's an interesting move. Oh, this is really bad for me. Yep, that's going to be checkmate. Also, everything seems to lead to checkmate. I don't know. I just need to find something that sort of like stirs it up. But it just looks like my opponent has a complete stranglehold on the position. I'm just going to go here and say you win. Let's just move on with our lives. You'll go there. I'll go here. You'll go there. Does it matter which way I go? I don't think so. I think they are both. Well, no, it does. I can't go that way. That's where my head is at. I'm completely disconnected from this game now and can't even bother to process. Okay, well, a humiliating loss, but I don't know. I still don't understand what happened. So this is the problem sometimes in a 10-minute game. It can be hard to even know, like, how did I fall into this? Because everything seemed fine and natural. I thought I made all good moves, and then I lost. So here's an important point. Let's see what the opening book says. Yeah, the opening book says you could play c5 here, which is sort of my normal move unless my opponent moves that bishop, and then the best move is to take there. c5, interestingly, is the second most common move after a6, probably to go b5, but c5 fits very well with what I would generally play here. Interestingly, the openings book has this move, and I think it's quite clever. Let's say they just go here, then it seems like you get to go here, 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 and that looks kind of fantastic. What I don't like about it, and why I didn't even consider it, just looking at the engine real quick to see if that is indeed what they were thinking. Yeah, there, let's say, goes back to here. Are we pushing? Yeah, pushing or taking. So the reason why I didn't consider that is, to me, sort of the whole point of this move is to disrupt their center. So I'm not even thinking like I want to go like this. Which would actually be a lot of space we've grabbed. So maybe that is a very viable way to go, but that didn't even sort of cross my mind. I went there instead, which is a part of a lot of systems I play, but my opponent did make a lot of weird moves here. It's like, this is definitely a weird move. Let's see, the computer says it's fine, but it's not in any number of top moves. It's just a move that leads to equality. I just make a very normal move, all normal moves. I'm gonna just put the engine on to see if the engine like freaks out. Okay, so this was that moment where I wasn't really sure what to do. I'd made all the improving moves I'd wanted. I didn't want to go here, which is the engine's second best move, because I didn't like this. I really didn't like that knight there, but it is kind of normal in my opening. I end up with this knight here, and it's probably a good idea just to take there. But I was really trying to make as many improving moves as possible. And then this move, it's not terrible, but the computer really does not like it very much. All right. Every time now, the computer's like, just take in the middle. Let's just resolve the tension now. It's time. And this move is the problem move, I guess. No, this is fine. I am supposed to take with the queen here. Interesting. So what was the downside of taking with the bishop? Okay, that's not the downside. Look at this. That's annoying. We can do things like this, but that's what the computer has in mind. And now the computer says it's fine. Just take the knight, and we're doing fine. I didn't take the knight. I decided to come back to here. I did see e4. I just didn't see how good it could be. Okay, so this computer says we're still dead equal, so I haven't made the mistake yet, which feels right to me. This whole time I'm like, I feel like I'm doing fine. And here's kind of a big moment. I don't understand why I didn't take here. Like, the whole time I haven't been taking here because I was worried the knight would come in. Not worried, but I was like, why give my opponent a nice knight like that? The knight's moved away. I was worried about something here. What was I worried about? Oh, that's right. That's right. So I was very worried that this bishop was coming in here to force this trade to checkmate me, by the way, which is not checkmate. I just step aside and everything is fine. So I very much overreacted to that. So that is a big takeaway, that this is a pattern that this is normally checkmate. But I've moved the rook in this specific concrete game, changing the pattern. So this is not a checkmate. And I did not properly register that this pattern is not the same as other patterns I have seen. So I could have just taken the pawn. If they were to go here, I mean, that's amazing, right? I just win a pawn, and then they go here, and I take, and they come in for the checkmate. It is not checkmate. And then now I'm just up a pawn and their pawns are worse than mine. Like, this is an amazing position, right? So they would not be able to do that. Most likely they would take back with this pawn. And now they have an isolated pawn, which is a bit of a liability in this position. And they do not have their checkmate thing, as we already said. And things are fine. We just play chess and we have a very slight advantage being up a pawn. So this whole game spirals out of that spot. That's what I missed, is that this is a different pattern that does not lead to checkmate. But I'm playing as if it does lead to checkmate. So I very happily made this trade thinking, excellent, I have succeeded in my goals. And my opponent says, well, what I've actually been able to do is draw you into a very basic tactic. Boom, boom. And I think it's game from here. It is not! This tactic doesn't even work! Oh, so I freaked out here, and I could not find a way out. So, the computer says you can just move the bishop back. So let's see. Let's see. So obviously, they're going to go here. The winning fork is on the board. Why is this not the winning fork? It's not the winning fork for a very obvious reason. I don't need the engine to see this reason. The reason is what I was trying to do the whole time. It's checkmate. I just move up here. They take the piece. They get mated. Or I move up here, threatening mate. They cover the mate. I move the other piece. Simple. But it's only simple if I don't think this is checkmate. If I think that's checkmate, it's still not simple. I would still lose on the spot. Also, the computer says I should not move the knight there. So if the computer goes here, right, I can move the knight to the. That was my initial idea, was to move to the middle, and I was like, no, it's covered twice. It's also backed up twice. So yeah, we just jam our knight in the middle, and just say, okay, cool. We can trade down if we want, but things are totally fine. So. And that's basically it. So it comes down to two misses, right? The first miss is the pattern. That's not checkmate. And then the second miss is, because I'm so hyper-focused on the checkmate, I don't know why all these extra arrows are here. I don't see that when this move comes, I can just set up the mate again. Because I'm so focused on not getting mated. So I just go here. I knew this move lost. It was just kind of like, maybe they'll mess up because I have nothing else decent. And then, the game ends and nothing from here matters, right? It's just a slaughter at this point. So, fascinating game. I mean, there's really only two takeaways. The one is you have to update the patterns in your mind to match the actual things on the board. And then the second thing is, when the big tactic comes that you've missed, like, you gotta find the way out if there is one. And I'm proud of myself that I worked hard in that moment, and I noticed, like, this is it. If I can't find an answer here, I lose. And I took, before I played this move, I was at 449, and I took 2 minutes basically to make this move, which left me with only 3 minutes to my opponent's 8 minutes. So I was at a huge time disadvantage, but it was worth it. Because if I could have found this move, suddenly it's still an even game. And who knows? Maybe I'm even leading at that point. If they go here, and then I've got this, and it looks kind of scary. So, bottom line is, you got to update. You can't think you're getting mated if you're not getting mated. And then when your opponent puts the big tactic on you, and there's a way out, you gotta find it. And especially if it's based on the thing that you've already been looking at, right? I was already looking at ways to set up that mate. Really losing track of that mate is very frustrating. So that wraps up another episode. I'm down to 1935. The road to 1900 is still going strong. Wait, did I say 1900? The road to 2200. Okay, that's a good place to wrap up. I'll see y'all next time. Have a good one, everybody.